They say the pulse of the South beats from the heart of Alabama. Love it or hate it, understand it or not, that stubborn Southern pride unites the people in calling this land home. Why do people love it here? We came to find out and learn what happens when the unstoppable innovation of craft distilling collides with the immovable traditions anchored in the souls of Alabamans. And finally, every water fountain in this entire state is filled with moonshine. It's true. Hello, America. I'm Madison Grigsby.
And I'm Chris Grigsby.
We're launching a web series called 50 States of Whiskey, in which we go to a craft distillery in every state, with the goal of telling a story about how whiskey has shaped this country historically. Join us as we explore the spirit of America through the spirit of America. Our first stop on the road to discovery is Chiaha State Park.
Our fig bar is basically
like a big fake noodles, I think is what's those.
They're not cookies, they're Newtons.
Fueled by fig bars, we head into Talladega National Forest to find Chiaha. At a staggering 2,400 feet, it is the highest point in the state. Perhaps it is the significant rural population, but you often hear references to the pines and outdoors here. As a side note, that swimming hole is a fantastic place to get poison ivy all over your body. Or so I've been told. But the outdoors alone are not what fuel the ubiquitous culture here. It's the people. This is Josh Lord. We met him at an Auburn bar called The Hound. Having lived in Alabama his whole life, we asked him,
What do you think makes Alabama kind of unique for you? How special to you guys?
I guess it's home, and it always feels like that. I'm a Southern boy at heart for sure. It's always the same, I guess. It never changes as much as the world evolves and grows in technology. Still feels like Alabama always stays the same, you know.
That Southern hospitality will be important as we leave the wilderness behind and head to the John Emerald Distilling Company.
We've been homebrewers together for a lot of years. Kicked around the idea of doing a brewery and never really pulled the trigger for various reasons. And then when my daughter was born, we had a business together previously that kept me on the road about 3 weeks out of every month, give or take. And when my daughter was born, I just decided I didn't want to be gone anymore and miss her growing up and everything. So it seemed like the right catalyst to go ahead and pull the trigger. And in the course of the brewery idea to that, the idea had morphed into distillery. And so here we are. And so the future of our family was the reason for opening it. We looked at the past of our family to name it, which is where the name John Emerald comes from.
From your grandfather, your father?
Yes, John Emerald Sharp is my father.
From the very beginning, John Emerald Distilling found a way to give their whiskey an Alabama twist. Jimmy received his training in Scotland, where tradition calls to smoke the grain with peat.
So this is our smoker where we smoke our grain. We use local woods, a peach and pecan wood, or specifically a peach and pecan wood. A lot of scotches are smoked with peat. We don't have peat here, so to again add more local flavor, we use the local woods.
After smoking the grain, it is ground on site, then augured to prepare for the mashing process. Because of the nature of the malted barley, they make a wash, meaning they remove all of the grain before the liquid is fermented. After fermentation, it goes to the China-made still, which is where we get to smell the smells.
It's got smells that are quite pleasing.
To add a little more local flavor, they put special oak chips in with the whiskey.
We put actually Norton, that's oak chips that are soaked in an Alabama Norton. And when we do initial barreling, they go in also to just add some complexity to it. Kind of a way to simulate finishing in say a port barrel or something.
The barrels are set in a hand-built rickhouse where Jimmy and John can control the climate. After 9 long months, they pull the barrels and, using state-of-the-art technology, extract the whiskey to investigate its quality.
For me, I get, everybody's a little different. I get like a little bit of sweetness, caramel on the nose. I get There's also sort of maybe a citrus in the nose, I think, personally. The palate's got a lot more vanilla in it, for sure. It's got that bready, malty background.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get more of the smoke and the finish, for sure.
That's interesting. That's definitely very distinct. Here's the best part about going to a distillery. Absolutely. Besides the drinking. So when you walk into that room, you get all of those flavors and you get to smell them all at the same time. So by the time you actually get to consume the beverage, you've now tasted and you're experiencing and you know what you're looking for. And that's something you don't really get to experience just by the bottle from the store. Which it makes it just that much better. I mean, it totally sells you. We're going to make a malted sour cocktail. So you're going to need about a tablespoon of Demerara sugar, about half an ounce of egg white, about an ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice, and finally an ounce and a half of the malt whiskey. And you're going to shake that, strain it over ice. There are the malted sour. Nailed it.
In Alabama, tradition, pride, and loyalty run as deep as the South itself. So doesn't it make sense that it is a family that produces the first legal whiskey in this state in over 100 years? And doesn't it make sense that they took the time-honored methods of Scotch distilling and created something that can only be made in Sweet Home, Alabama?